Hello and good afternoon. This is Holly live from Kalkan Studio and you're watching The Market Movers. Australian shares were trading higher by Friday afternoon, albeit paring half of the early gains. Following a strong finish at Wall Street in the overnight trade, and upbeat economic data boosted investor sentiment. The equity market witnessed some correction after new cases were recorded in New South Wales and lockdown was extended for Brisbane and Moreton Bay. The state has reported 31 new locally transmitted COVID-19 cases in the past 24 hours. And the S&P ASX 200 was trading higher by 21.90 points, or 0.30% during the mid-market session. Early today, the index opened higher at 7,265.60 and gained as much as 0.6%. Onto the sectoral front, 10 of 11 sectoral indices were trading in green. Again, the energy sector was the best performer with a 1.6% gain. Among the others, consumer discretionary, AREIT, financial, industrial, utilities were the notable gainers. Meanwhile, the IT sector was the only loser on the ASX, falling 0.85%, undermining strong cues from US counterpart Nasdaq, which ended higher overnight in the last 5 sessions. The tech-heavy sector has already fallen nearly 4% as interest rate hike concerns spooked investors. On that note, let's zoom our lens on over to the top gainers and losers of the day. Among the individual stock, IDP Education was the top gainer on the ASX pack, rising nearly 15% after edutech firm announced a significant acquisition. In an exchange filing, the company said it had entered into a binding agreement to acquire a 100% stake in the British Council's Indian International English Language Testing System for £130 million on a debt-free, cash-free basis. The company intends to fund the acquisition from existing cash and debt. Some of the other notable gainers on the ASX were gold miner Chalice Mining, tech firm Nuix, iron ore explorer Nickel Mines, and real estate firm Unibail Rodamco Westfield. On the flip side, intellectual property services provider IPH Limited was the top loser on the ASX, falling 6.5% after the company announced the acquisition of Applied Marks. The company has acquired an online automated trademark platform, Applied Marks, for $5 million, with a further 2.1 million subject performance benchmarks. Some of the other top laggards were a real mixed bag, with software firm Megaport, funeral and crematoria service provider InvoCare, tech firm Appen, and rare earths mining company Lynas Rare Earths, all on the losers bench. Looking at the sectoral trends, energy stocks were among the top performers today, with the index heavyweights Woodside Petroleum, Beach Energy, and Oil Surge all trading in the green after crude oil prices ticked up. The prices jumped nearly 2% overnight on expectations that the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries could increase supply more slowly than expected in the coming months. September delivery crude oil futures traded 0.24% up, and in contrast, August delivery WTI crude oil futures traded 0.09% down as of the 2nd of July. Moving on to the gold space, gold miners such as De Grey Mining, Evolution, and Ramelius Resources, plus Silver Lake were trading in the red. Despite the rise in gold prices, the cost of yellow metal upped overnight after responding to a drastic 7% fall in June, which encouraged some traders to buy the precious metal amid concerns of a new coronavirus variant. August delivery gold futures traded 0.05% up today. And in the banking space, all Big Four lenders, that is Westpac Banking Corp, Commonwealth Bank of Australia, and New Zealand Banking Group and National Australia Bank were trading higher. In the tech sector, most of the stocks were trading in the red, as buy now, pay later giant Afterpay, aerial mapping firm Nearmap and network operator Megaport were among the top losers. In the miners space, index heavyweight BHP Group, Rio Tinto, Fortescue Metals Group and Pilbara Minerals were under selling pressure. Now for a small break, but stay tuned, I'll be right back to share the latest trending market updates.
This is Andy Liu broadcasting from Kalkine Media Studio in Australia, and I'll be hosting the new Kalkine Wellness Show. The half-hour show will cover topics from how wellness as a concept has become even more significant during COVID, to how becoming vegan may improve your health, and much more. We are excited to showcase our live streaming show to our audience of millions overseas and in Australia. Tune in to Kalkine TV and join me.
Welcome back, this is Holly live from Kalkine Studio and you're watching The Market Movers. Now let's focus on the shares that are in the news today. Gear up and place your bets because it's game, set and match with shares of Bluebet Holdings, a gaming startup making a strong debut on the ASX, surging 84% in the opening deals. The company has successfully raised $80 million in an initial public offering. They intend to use the fund proceeds to expand in Australia and push into the US. In addition, it plans to explore deals with casinos, sporting organisations and media groups to run their sportsbooks in joint ventures. And the next company to look at, shares of Australia's largest horticultural company, Costa Group, fell nearly 1%, pairing early gains. After unveiling entitlement offers to fund acquisitions, the company plans to use the money to fund $200 million purchasing of 2PH Farms, a citrus grower in central Queensland, and $31 million to buy a property where 2PH is planting a new citrus crop. Moving on, QBE Insurance dipped 0.7% on defending coverage allegations. The group announced that it would defend claims made by gym chain Strand Fitness in the federal court that it denied coverage to some policyholders facing business disruption through the pandemic. And talk about going green, the share price of BOD Australia Limited rose 1.5% after the medicinal cannabis and hemp products company reported that it had achieved record medicinal cannabis sales growth during the financial year 21. The company sold about 12,000 units of BOD's medicinal cannabis product during this year, registering a year-on-year growth of over 200%. And moving on, payment and reward solutions provider Cash Rewards Limited jumped as much as 23.7% on a partnership with the ANZ Bank. The company stated it had partnered with Australia and New Zealand Bank Limited to launch its cashback payment program, Cash Rewards Max, for up to 4.7 million ANZ debit and credit cardholders. Looking at the next share, Manhattan Corp, the uranium and other minerals exploration company, reported air core drilling results from New Bendigo. The results have led MHC to a model that'll target higher grade material within the New Bendigo Northern Corridor. With upcoming RC drilling, support MHC in developing the interpretation of high grade gold mineralizations. And on to the next company, Alterity Therapeutics, the therapeutic drug developer, announced receipt of a new US patent targeting major neurodegenerative diseases, including Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. According to Alterity, the patent secures a broad monopoly over a new class of iron chaperones, a technology capable of redistributing excess iron in the central nervous system. And GR Engineering Services has today announced that it has executed a subcontractor agreement with RUC cementation mining contractors concerning Newmont Corporation's Tanami Gold Mine. And looking at the next share, Novani Group Limited, the payment processing platform provider, shared a presentation on capital raising and strategic acquisitions. It reported a capital raise worth $45 million. Out of this, $40 million is being raised in 2 tranches from binding agreements. And next up, tech firm Opal Limited announced today that its clinical trial patient recruitment platform Open has achieved several milestones, including securing the first in a series of planned global and local strategic alliances with clinical trial aggregators and gateways. And for the lucky last company on today's list, ASX-listed oil and gas company Lion Energy has executed a memorandum of understanding with the Canstar Group to explore opportunities in testing and operating Canstar equipment for hydrogen filling stations across the country. All right then, that is just about all for now, but stay tuned with Kalkine for more live market updates. We'll be back with more news on markets, economies, and diverse themes and sectors. Holly Shields signing off.